Park, our Restarts Radio 90 minute Saturday live action just about to get underway. Ware against Uxbridge in the Isthmian League Division 1 South Central, first against fourth on another big day in this division. 4 of the top 6 meet this afternoon. That means could be all change come round about 5 o'clock. Give you the team news when we get underway. We're kicking from right to left against an Uxbridge side who've been in good form. 5 without defeat. They've drawn their last 2 and only lost 1 of their last 10, which is how they've ended up in 4th place in the table. A couple of significant changes for Ware. No Lee Rose, who's turned an ankle, and Ala Ujdi not available as well. So William Stanker and Dave Kendall come into a starting lineup, which I'll give you when we get a convenient break in play. If you want to follow the rest of the action this afternoon, by the way, then my good buddy Simon Alamandi's there on the 90 Minutes EHR Twitter, and we'll keep you in touch with everything what's happening with our local teams there. So best of both worlds. Listen to the football, watch the Twitter, and you won't miss a thing. Josh Williams finds Tom Bruno, early attack down that right-hand side. Williams gets the ball across the box, but goes harmlessly behind for a goal kick. So we're lined up with Callum Kitschke in goal, playing with Dan Rumans, Lewis Rose, Maxen Fraser and Pat Adamson as a back 4. Dave Kendall just in front of them, it looks like, alongside Tom Bruno. William Stanker on the left, Josh Williams on the right, and then Albert Adu just behind Liam Hope. And continue early goal, actually, a surprising one in this division. FC Romania have taken a lead against Barking. So keep an eye on that, of course, because while Ware look at this end of the table, Hertford are looking at the other end of the table. They're at home to Harlow this afternoon. Keep me in touch with what's going on there. Bracknell have taken a lead against Chalfont as well. But that doesn't affect the top 6 or the bottom 4. But here, 2 teams who very much fancy their chances of promotion at the end of the season. Where have got this run of big games against teams there or thereabout them at the top of this division. 2 weeks' time, Tooting and Mitcham will be down here, followed by Amwell Town. So Ware have still got their destiny in their own hands in terms of playing the big teams here. It is the big teams that have caused them a problem, because they've already been beaten at Hamwell, they've been beaten at Westfield and been beaten at Tooting and Mitcham, and lost here against Waltham Abbey. Only 4 league defeats this season for Paul Hawes' team, but they've all come against teams in the top 5 in the division. Uxbridge away from home, they've won 7 of their 11 games, they've only lost 3, scored 24 in the process as well, and they don't let too many goals in. 7 clean sheets this season. Drew 0-0 at Hamwell last time out. I got a free kick midway inside their own half, which is threaded out to that far side, and the danger man Martin picks up the ball. Shots fired in by the number 8 James Mully, but we're getting out of the way and find Liam Hope on the halfway line. Tom Bruno looking to release William Stanker, but it was good covering back by James Mully, the number 8, and turns it back to the very experienced goalkeeper Paul McCarthy. 7 years at his current club, at Barton Rovers for a while before then, as the ball bounces on that far side to Jack Beadle. Beadle against Maxen Fraser, but Beadle can't control it and goes out for a throw-in. Score still coming in, and interesting one to the top of the division. Marlow have taken the lead against Westfield, so that's good news as far as Ware are concerned. Marlow got a very good record. They've only lost 5 times this season, drawn too many games, which is why they are where they are in the table. Strong team at home, and they're leading Westfield 1-0. So at the moment, things going Ware's way, but a long way to go, of course. Need to get the result here against Uxbridge. Sunlit afternoon at Wadston Park. But, still a little bit of a nip in the air, but good conditions as Liam Hope goes up, beaten in the air by Alan Headley, and foul on this near side on Joe Utadeko, who's been brought into the side wearing the number 9 jersey. Long ball threaded down the right-hand touchline, but that's straight over the top of Malondo Martin and goes out for a goal kick. Ware won the corresponding fixture, of course, 2-0 at Uxbridge earlier on in the season. They're looking for a double over their opponents here. Kishka clears just inside the Uxbridge half. Liam Hope chests it down for Pat Adamson. Adamson's got William Stanqua going down the left wing. Here is Stanqua, puts the ball in, but it's a poor cross in the end. It just goes to the edge of the 6-yard box where McCarthy collects it fairly comfortably. Nice build-up play. Poor execution. And William Stanqua drafted into the side because Al-Ushdi not available. He's been very much a bit part player, Williams, this season in the Ware squad. Toby Adekunle, of course, departed this week, so very much the deputy to Al-Ushdi on this left-hand side. Ryan Hall is coming forward for Uxbridge on that far side. Ball cannons out and we'll go across for a throw-in. Decent crowd in the house at Watson Park this afternoon. Always tell that when there's quite a few fans on the far side of the pitch. Throw-in's going to come in on that far side of the field. Picks up Mully. Mully's ball to Hoare, the fullback, and Adamson lets it drift over the top of his head and then loses out to Otadenko, but Kendall does well to sort it out and feed Tom Bruno. Tom Bruno picking up a bit of pace. Bruno goes down, tries to find Josh Williams on the far side, but Ryan Hoare had got back and puts it back to his goalkeeper, Paul McCarthy. Nothing really much to report in front of goal in the opening 7 or 8 minutes of this one. 90 minutes Saturday Live. Welcome along if you just joined us with 90 minutes and East Arts Radio, as we are every Saturday following our teams in Step 4. Last week it was Wellington City at Tame United. They're at home today as well against AFC Dunstable. Nicky Ironton picked up another couple of players yesterday and certainly did their promotion chances no harm on Tuesday night with a 4-1 win against Barton Rovers as Josh Williams finds Albert Adu. Albert Adu looks to release William Stanqua, and in the end it was Mark Goodman, the right back, who was alert to it and thumps the ball out for the first corner of the afternoon to be taken on that far side by Tom Bruno. Dan Rumans and Lewis Rose coming up from the back. Lewis Rose making his 100th appearance for Ware. Joins those Centurions that have been featured on the website. Amongst them, of course, his brother Lee, as Tom Bruno prepares to take the corner. Bruno's corner all the way along the ground looking for Albert Adu, but Goodman had read it, and Uxbridge could break forward here. Goodman's got the ball, long ball forward, but it's a poor one, and Liam Hope will get in the way. Hope's ball forward for Bruno. Bruno sends Josh Williams going down the right wing. Hoare, the fullback, is there with him. Josh Williams showing a good bit of trickery. Williams gets the ball across. Liam Hope's in there, heads it back in. Up goes Albert Adu. And finally, Uxbridge managed to scuff it clear. Decent move. Good header back across goal from Liam Hope. But Albert Adu couldn't get on the end of it. First sight of goal for either team. Tom Bruno's long ball releases Josh Williams. The goalkeeper's come a long way. It's gone over the top of him, but he's pushed it behind. Good opportunity for Ware. Super ball from Tom Bruno over the top. Josh Williams in, and it was McCarthy who just managed to push it behind for the second corner of the afternoon. Meanwhile, Uxbridge have got a little bit of a problem here. Otadeku, who's gone down, and Physio having to come out as Tom Bruno lines up the corner. Maxen Fraser is Ware's only defender back. So number 9 getting a fair amount of treatment at the moment. He was preferred to Callum Bunting, who's been the player really in that position. He's got a hat-trick on the being at Hartford, 5-1 earlier on, of course. But Otadeku, who was once a youth player at Bristol Rovers, is having a fair amount of treatment at the moment. Tom Bruno preparing. It looks like the board's coming out here, so got a feeling that he's going to be replaced. So an early problem for Uxbridge. You'd think it would be Bunting who'd come on as a natural replacement to the number 9. He was one of 2 changes from last week's team that drew 0-0 against Hamwell. Alan Headley, the other one, coming in for Mark McLeod, who's on the bench. And substitution is about to be made, and in fact it's Mark Bitmead who's going to come on. So Bitmead, perhaps better known as a wide striker, but he's going to come on and replace Otedeko. So change being made after 12 minutes of the match. So very forlorn looking number 9 walking in front of us. On goes Mark Bitmead wearing 17, and Don Bruno prepares to take the corner on that far side of the field. Still waiting. Referee sounds the whistle. Tom Bruno puts one arm in the air. Corner this time is a good one, goes all the way across, headed out by Callum Duffy, only as far as Albert Adu though, keeps it in. Tom Bruno drives it across the box, but Uxbridge sort that out as far as Maxime Fraser's ball finds Liam Hope. Liam Hope looking to set in Lewis Rose down this near side, just about manages to keep the ball in. Duffy goes in with a thumping challenge, but Ware will win the throw in, which Pat Adamson will take on this near side of the field. Dan Rumans and Lewis Rose make their way back. Adamson has got Dave Kendall to aim at, and that's where the ball's going. Up goes Kendall, he's beaten to it, and ball goes out. Well, looked like a corner. Everybody behind the goal and the Ware players claiming a corner, but referee not interested. So goal kick is the net result to Uxbridge. Paul Halsey having his first little shout from the technical area at the referee. Referee all smiles, and game going to restart from Paul McCarthy from the goal away to our left-hand side. McCarthy's kick lands midway inside the Ware half. Good header by Dave Kendall, finds William Stankwa. Stankwa's robbed by Goodman, but only at the expense of a throw-in to Ware. Adamson will take it. More or less right on the halfway line is Pat Adamson. He throws the ball down the left wing. Liam Hope's beaten to it. Adamson will get it back. Looks for Albert Adu, who would have been offside, so lets the ball run all the way through to McCarthy. Both teams have been pretty bright in the first halves of games, where have outscored opponents 45-23. 113 goals they've scored so far this season. As, on that far side, they've got some defending to do here against Jack Beadle. Beadle shows some good trickery. Hoare tries to get the ball across. Josh Williams had tracked him back, and this time it's Uxbridge who get a corner, which Beadle will take, the number 7. Coming up from the back are Rhys York and Alan Edley, 2 central defenders. Ware have got everybody back bar Josh Williams one side, Liam Hope on the other, which is interesting. Corner taken short to Martin. Corner back with Beadle, blocked well by Tom Bruno, breaks for Mully, but his ball forward is pretty aimless and will go out for a goal kick to the home side. Busy week for Ware. Harlow away on Tuesday night. We'll be there with 90 minutes. And following that, this time next Saturday, they're going to Ashford Town, Middlesex. So very much 9 points up for grabs in the space of a week for Paul Hawes' team. Lewis Rose's long ball forward onto the head of Albert Adu. Looked to be getting a bit of a push in the back, but referee didn't agree. Kendall's robbed, and here's Beadle pushing it down the line to Martin. Martin turning inside his man, who was Lewis Rose, puts it across, but Rumans heads it out fairly comfortably as far as William Stankwa midway inside his own half. Stankwa's ball is a poor one. So Uxbridge will get it back. Bitmead's first touch is none too sure, which gives Ware a throw-in. It's Liam Hope down the left-hand touchline. Goodman, the defender, there with him, turns it back for William Stankwa. Stankwa's cross is all the way along the ground and never really going to cause too many problems, and headed onto the halfway line for Martin, who looks on that far side to release Beadle, but Fraser does well. and turns it out for a throw into Uxbridge midway inside the Ware half. Martin is the first to react in a red shirt. Londro Martin pushed the ball all the way across the box. Nobody had gambled, and Adamson managed to get it away. That could have been dangerous as Bruno looked to release Albert Adu. Adu was caught on his heels, and the ball bounces on the edge of the Uxbridge box and is collected by McCarthy. 17 minutes gone at Watson Park, and still really waiting for either keeper to get remotely worried. McCarthy's only been worried once when he pushed a lob from Josh Williams behind for a corner. Apart from that, not a lot for Callum Kishka and the bright green fluorescent goalkeeping kit. Maxen Fraser will restart with the throw in on that far side towards the halfway line. Kendall goes up, can't collect it. Mully gets it to Beadle. Beadle back for Hoare. Hoare coming forward, turned it inside for Bitmead. Bitmead's ball is a good one. Looked to release Beadle. His control was poor, and it was a good job it was. Otherwise, he would have had a clear run on goal. Tom Bruno puts the first one out of the ground on the far side into the trees. And another ball being returned. Throw-in will be taken by Ryan Hall, the left full-back on that far side. James Mully picks it up, robbed by Alban Adu, but he can go back and collect it again. Back into its own half for Rhys York. York on this near side finds Goodman. Goodman forward. The ball finds its way to Alan Headley. Headley via Beadle. Beadle's ball was looking for Martin, who'd made a crossfield run, but in the end didn't collect it. And Callum Kishka will have it back for Ware. So Ware started this morning, of course, 1 point clear of Hamwell. Top of the table, both played 23 matches. Westfield were the danger. We played 21 and being 3 points behind. But as we heard earlier, they're a goal down at the moment. So it's going to be interesting. It's only Ashford Town Middlesex taking the league against South Park as well. So the bottom two are both winning, which just puts a little bit of pressure on Ben Hurd's Hartford to get a result against Harlow. Here's William Stanqua. Tries to get the ball across. Duffy's in the way. Williams will get it back, and this time it's Goodman who's in the way and puts it out for... I think a referee's too sure at the moment. Has he signalled for a corner? No, he signalled for a throw-in as Pat Adamson will take it on this near side. Still 0-0 between Tooting and Waltham Abbey, as far as we know. The other game involving teams in the top six as Kendall's beaten to a header inside the 6-yard box, and Martin picks it up on this near side. Got a flurry of Ware shirts around him, manages to find Goodman, and his ball loops out and then back in the play and gives Ware a throw-in on this near side of the field. 20 minutes gone with 90 minutes live here on East Hearts Radio. And if you want to keep in touch with everything that's happening with all our teams in East Hearts country, get the Twitter up, 90 minutes EHR. And Simon Alamani, who's manning that at Hartford, will be telling you everything that's going on elsewhere. As Pat Adamson will take the throw in for Ware, and on this near side bounces Liam Hope. Hope's in the area, gets barged down by Mully, but referee doesn't give anything, and in the end it goes all the way across and it's put out by Beadle. So it's the Uxbridge bench and their chance, their manager Danny Edwards to have a little bit of a goal at the referee's assistant, and the referee's assistant's having none of it. He's given a bit back. So I think Danny Edwards is going to have to be a little bit lucky. So he's going to have to be careful. It's Maxime Fraser, meanwhile, on the pitch. Will take the throw-in on the far side. Looking for a bit of movement. Josh Williams is there. That gets it from Albert Adu on the edge of the area. Adu's beaten to it by Mully, and the ball goes out for a throw-in, which Maxine Fraser will take. Fraser's still looking for movement. Hasn't been a great deal. Adu's providing it. Josh Williams this time collects the ball. Williams, though, is going backwards, finds Fraser this time. Fraser puts the ball across the box. Oh, goalkeeper had a problem with it. Didn't gather it cleanly at all, but nobody had gambled on it. In the end, William Stankel was the nearest player and couldn't get a touch. But meanwhile, here possibly come Uxbridge with Bitmead, but it's been overplayed by Martin. And throw in to Ware. That changed, by the way. I'd seen Bitmead go down the right, and Malondo Martin, who's their top scorer with 15 this season, play as a more orthodox central striker. Long ball forward onto the head of Lewis Rose. Back by Mully. A little bit of aerial volleyball going on. Ball's back up in the air again as Maxim Fraser, well, this time he heads it rather up in the air rather than away. Gets it right second time round. And then a big punt from the back from Rhys York. Lands with Callum Kishka. Lewis Rose, far side of the field. Puts the ball back into the area for his goalkeeper. And Kishka manages to clear ahead of Martin. Looks for Josh Williams. Ball doesn't find him. It will find Albert Adu, though. Adu tries to help it down the line, but Hawes in the way. And on that far side is Payne. Payne's ball over his shoulder has gone off and out for a throw-in to Ware. Looking for a bit of pattern here, I think. Two teams in the top 5 cancelling each other out very much at the moment. Very little in front of goal. And it's going to get like this, I think, the longer this season goes on. It is so tight at the top that there's going to be a lot of these tense, nervous encounters as William Stanqua on this side's got Pat Adamson on the edge of the box. Adamson couldn't turn. Dankwa side foots it across goal. Here's Liam Hope, can't control it, bouncing around like a pinball, and finally it's Goodman who gets it clear. Ruman's up in the air. Payne's beaten to it by Kendall. Goodman does well. Collects it and finds Bitmead. Bitmead for Martin. Martin's first touch wasn't too sure, but he got away with it. And Bitmead's away down this right-hand side if he can keep the ball in, which he can't. And so Ware will have themselves a throw in. Symptomatic of most of what's happened in the opening 24 minutes or so. Because both teams... been some pretty approach play, but it's not been any clear-cut chance apart from that one for Josh Williams. So it's helped out on that far side for Beadle. Liam Hope's gone down, feeling his ankle here, which isn't a good sign. They could certainly do without losing their top scorer. 28 goals this season. Liam's shaking his head. He's not happy at all. But does manage to get up and limp away, so hopefully he's going to be okay. Andre McCollin is on the bench, but last thing you want to do is lose your top scorer when he's got 28 goals this season. Far side of the field, Uxbridge will restart as Liam tries to run it off. Ball deep inside their half with Rhys York, number 5. York bowls it forward for Martin. Martin for Bitmead. Bitmead on this side for Goodman. Goodman for Martin. Bitmead again inside his own half for York. York to his... couldn't find him though. Maxim Fraser had him covered anyway, and the ball goes out for a throw-in to the home side. Let's keep an eye on whether Liam Hope can run that one off, because it will be a concern for Ware as Fraser throws the ball all the way back to Callum Kitchker, and Kitchker's clearance none too convincing, but it does find back Adamson midway inside his own half. Adamson trying to send William Stanqua in, but was read fairly comfortably by Rhys York, who on the halfway line brings in Alex Payne. Payne going backwards for York again. York forward for Mully. Mully for Headley. Headley picking up a little bit of steam. Far side is Beadle. Beadle having a run again against Maxim Fraser. Ball comes across and nobody there. And just bounces tamely across the 6-yard box. And out for a goal kick to Ware. 0-0 here at Watson Park. Isthmian League Division 1 South Central. Very much the match of the day. Ware in first, Uxbridge in fourth this morning. Well, at the moment, absolutely nothing between them. As the ball on this near side cannons off of William Stanqua's head and goes out for a throw-in. I think the big news in this division at the moment is that both the bottom two are winning. Ashford Town, Middlesex and FC Romania, both a goal to the good, which is going to sound the alarm bells at places like Staines, Northwood and indeed at Hartford, as Tom Bruno tries to chip the ball on the far side. Well, Josh Williams had come short, and in the end, the Hawk absolutely thumps it out into the trees behind the stand on the far side. So Ware will have a throw in. Maxine Fraser, on loan from Royston Town, the young fullback, former Stevenage Academy player, will take the throw in. Looks for Liam Hope, couldn't find him. Tom Bruno will pick up the scraps. This time it does find Liam. Sends Josh Williams going down. Williams' cross isn't a bad one, but in the end straight into the arms of McCarthy. McCarthy bowls it over his head, almost like he was taking a throw in to find Martin on the halfway line, and his ball, well, would have been a good one, but Bentmead couldn't control it. And Ware will have themselves a throw in as Dan Rumans comes to collect the ball. 28 minutes gone of the first half here at Watson Park. And at the moment, well, it's tense. If you're looking for entertainment, we haven't had a lot, it's got to be true, but not all about entertainment when you're at the top of the table, as Adu tries to find Josh Williams on the far side, but McCarthy comes out and collects it very comfortably indeed. Goalkeeper rolls it down, takes 2 steps backwards and clears with his right boot. Midway inside the Ware half, Payne lets it go over his head, and Maxime Fraser wins the ball, gives it away to Mully, who goes down, and in the end Martin can't control it, but neither can Tom Bruno, and Headley's got it for Uxbridge. Headley finds Mully, neat little back tail, but only for Josh Williams. Williams still there, thought he'd given it away, but he has done this time. Duffy will keep it in for Uxbridge, deep inside his own half, into the penalty area for McCarthy. McCarthy's long ball forward onto the head of Mully. Lewis Rose should sort that out for Ware, and does, but only as far as Alex Payne. But Adamson just manages to wrestle the ball away from Bentmead, and Adamson's coming in the opposite direction here. Plays it out left to William Stanqua. William Stanqua against Goodman. Stanqua goes left. Stanqua still goes left. Manages to get the ball across, but it's too high. Did it take a deflection is the question, but linesman says it didn't. And so it's going to be a throw-in to Uxbridge. Delivery into the box has been poor so far from both sides, it must be said. Where, of course, missing Ala Ujdi. That's one of his specialisms, is getting the ball into the box. As Mully miscontrols it, Duffy gets his teammate out of trouble, and long ball forward just belts off of Josh Williams and goes out for a throw-in. Half hour gone, 90 minutes live on a Saturday with East Hearts Radio here at Watson Park. We get tomorrow night, 90 minutes between 9 and 10:30 with me, B. Hill, and Simon Alamandri. We've got referee's assessor in as our guest, so you won't want to miss that one. And the referee's assessor might like to have a look at this one as well, because Goodman's gone right over the top here on Tom Bruno. So see what referee is going to give him. In fact, it's not Tom Bruno, it's Dave Kendall. And referee, first of all, checking on the player, as referees do. And he's now going to check on the man that made the tackle. I think it could only be a word from Mark Goodman. Doesn't look like he's going to produce a card. Kendall gets up, felt that, but he's going to be able to continue, and Goodman doesn't get a card. Someone in the crowd applauds, so he obviously, or she, obviously like that decision. I think Dave Kendall's having a word with the referee, shakes his head, he wasn't a fan, but Ware have got themselves a free kick just inside their own half, which Tom Bruno will take the kick for home side. Another goal gone in, Hartford 0, Harlow 1. Not good news from the Acre Guards. So Harlow, which is where Ware go on Tuesday night, 1 up. New manager, a whole load of new players, and 1 up at Hartford. It's Tom Bruno's ball off the head of Dan Ruman, still bouncing about. McCarthy gets it away from Lewis Rose. And bowls out on this side for Bentmead, who's got a bit of space in front of him. Tries to release Beadle, but just put a little bit too much on it. Callum Gishka comes out to collect. So Hartford 1-0 down, bottom 2 winning. There was a 7-point gap between bottom and where Hertford were in the table this morning. That's reduced to 4 at the moment, as Kitchka's ball kind of hangs in the breeze onto the head of Pat Adamson and then onto the head of Albert Addo, but straight back to the goalkeeper McCarthy. McCarthy's ball on that far side to Hoare, the fullback, finds Headley inside for James Mully. Mully finds Hoare again, all the way back to McCarthy. Certainly patient stuff from Uxbridge when they're in possession. Long ball forward by Rhys York, and no one at home for that one. Goes all out all the way. They've kept 4 clean sheets when they've been winning away from home. 2-0 at Marlow, same score at Chipstead, 5-0 at Ashford and 1-0 at South Park. And scored 5 last time they were in our territory, and beating Hertford 5-1. Callum Bunting, who's on the bench, got a hat-trick that day. Ball goes out on this near side for a throw-in, which Pat Adamson will take. 12 minutes to go before the break. The breeze gets up again. Liam Hope hooks it forward. Albert Addo goes in chase with Duffy, the central defender for Uxbridge, but Albert does well to get the ball away from him. Finds William Stanqua. Back for Pat Adamson. Adamson gets the ball across the box. Josh Williams couldn't get up. And Maxim Fraser does a good job in keeping it alive on that far side, though, onto the left boot. Good looking cross coming over, and Duffy heads it out as far as Martin. Perhaps opportunities here, but the ball bounces off the referee, and as is the new rule, the referee stops play, and Uxbridge will get the ball back midway inside their own half. New rule which came in beginning of the season, that if the referee disrupts play, they can stop play and give it back to the team whose pass he disrupted, and that's exactly what he did. As Mully pushed the ball forward, looking for Bitmead. Bitmead showing good footwork, and on the far side, Beadle's got a bit of space. Opportunities here for Uxbridge. Beadle goes inside of Maxim Fraser. Here's Bitmead looking to tee up. The shot bounces off for the heels of Pat Adamson and headed out by Dan Rumans. Only as far as Martin, though. Down this right-hand side, William Stanqua doing the defending, gets a boot in. Headley turns it to his left for Mully. Mully looking for the overlap of Goodman on this near side, who'd snuck in, but Adamson had read the move well and manages to clear the ball for Ware. First time Uxbridge have really looked dangerous inside that 18-yard box. Sharp movement from the team in red. Far side of the field. It's bowled out by Callum Duffy to Ryan Hoare. Finds Alan Headley. Headley turns inside Tom Bruno. Comes forward. Finds Martin. Goodman's in space again down this right-hand side. William Stanqua goes across. Do the defending. Here's Martin. Martin's ball, the edge of the area for Alex Payne. Payne back for Headley. Once again, it's this patient build-up from Uxbridge. They're stringing passes together as Callum Duffy comes forward, the number 4. Duffy plays the ball to the edge of the area. Bitmead fires in a shot, and it comes off of Dave Kendall and goes behind for a corner. Plenty of passes involved, but in the end it was rather hit and hope from Bitmead, and came off Kendall and went behind for a corner. He'd taken on that far side by Jack Beadle. 9 minutes to go before the break here at Watson Park. Jack Beadle with a corner for Uxbridge. It's high, almost come down with snow on it. That one to the back stick, headed back in by Rhys York. He's quickest to react. The shot came in from Martin and bounced off of William Stanqua's heel and then just trickled its way back to Callum Kishka. Well, I wonder what both managers are going to say at half-time. We'll, of course, get the thoughts of Paul Halsey after the match, which you'll be able to hear on 90 Minutes tomorrow night. But Liam Hope heads the ball up on the edge of the area. Goodman comes in, completes the clearance. Good header by Dan Rumans on this near side as Goodman starts to come away for Uxbridge. And I can tell you, Marlow have scored a second here against Westfield. So nobody on the pitch will know that. Paul Halsey won't know it, but I bet he'll know it at half-time. Marlow 2, Westfield 0. It's a big surprise at the top of the table. Westfield, who started in third. So both Ware and Uxbridge will be interested in that one. Nothing going at Hamwell at the moment, as far as we know. They're at home to Staines. So this could be a good afternoon to get 3 points for either of these two teams. As Rhys Short takes the free kick to Martin. Once again, his control's none too precise, but there wasn't anybody there to take advantage. And Rhys Short will get it back on that far side. Tries to find Duffy, but goes out very tamely for a throw-in to Ware, which Maxine Fraser will take. 7 minutes before the break. And really, that lob from Josh Williams, pushed behind by the goalkeeper Paul McCarthy, it's the only time we've got anywhere near seeing the deadlock broken so far. Throw-in headed on by Kendall, and in the end Tom Bruno thumps it towards the halfway line for Rhys Short. He returns it with interest on that far side. Fraser's got to watch it, and does, and just manages to stop the ball going out for a corner. Does he? No, he doesn't. So Uxbridge will have another corner. Their third of the afternoon, to be taken by Beadle, is it? Or is Bitmead coming across to take it at number 17? Once again, Liam Hope and Josh Williams staying forward. New tactic, this. Josh Williams hugging that right touchline. Liam Hope on the left. Here's the corner from Bitmead, and it goes on to the roof of the net. And harmlessly enough, as far as Ware are concerned. So another game going on this afternoon, by the way. I think it's Ware Sports playing the Hearts Senior County League on the 3G behind the goal there. As Callum Kishka will restart. Wind blustery and blowing. I think it's blowing into the face of Callum Kishka, the way that he's been hanging up a couple of times when clearances have gone in that direction. Means that Ware will have the wind behind them in the second half. But, ball goes out meanwhile. In fact, Beadle managed to keep it in on that far side and then give it away to Dave Kendall. Kendall for Liam Hope. Hope's long punt downfield, looking to search out Joshua Williams, but Duffy with one ahead will put it back for the goalkeeper McCarthy. Rolls it out for York. York finds Headley coming deep. Headley on this near side from Mark Goodman. Goodman down the line, only as far as Adamson. Adu does well to keep the ball in. Finds Adamson again. It's out by Adu. Adu shrugging off Payne. And finds William Stanquer on this near side. Looks for Pat Adamson. Adamson tries to put the ball across. Gets it all wrong and it goes out of play for a goal kick. Referee's assistant started running on the pitch there. Didn't quite know what that was all about. But it's a goal kick to Uxbridge. 5 minutes to go before the break here. Still Tooting 0, Waltham Abbey 0 in the other game involving teams in the top 6 in the table. Both those teams, well, Tooting have been dropping points recently. Waltham Abbey have just been hanging in there, haven't they? Could well be a surprise package when it comes to it. Far side, Hawk can't keep the ball in, and Joshua Williams will retrieve it for Ware and leave it for Maxine Fraser to take the throw for Borehall's team. How about Adu's away from everybody here? He's right down the left-hand side and the play all over on the right. But, ball over Kendall's head. Tom Bruno picks it up, but up in the air and headed out by Headley. Back in by Lewis Rose as far as William Stanquer. Neat turn. He was looking for Albert Adu, which is the right idea. Tom Bruno will find him now. Here's Albert on the edge of the box. Chips it in. In comes Josh Williams. Here's Liam Hope. And it's in the back of the net. Ware take the lead. Super play. Josh Williams to Liam Hope. Chipped in by Albert Adu. And 3 minutes before the break, it's Ware who take the lead. And Liam Hope scores his 29th goal of the season. And Ware lead here by a goal to nil. Liam Hope gets a big hug off of Paul Halsey. That's exactly what they wanted. It was good work by Albert Adu. Put put the ball across, and Josh Williams was there to put it back for Liam Hope to put it in the back of the net. And well, when you give Liam that kind of chance, he doesn't miss. Nice near side. Goodman puts it back for Rhys York, for Duffy. And the ball put out on that far side by Maxen Fraser for Ware. So 1-0, they lead here, 1 to the good. The goal coming 3 minutes before half time. And just what the doctor ordered. There haven't been many chances in this one. And I had the feeling about this game as well that it was going to be a tight affair. Statistic is, of course, when Ware score first, they've lost twice this season, but they've won 18. Northwood 0, Chertsey 2. So things getting nail-biting at the bottom of the table. Staines are level, the bottom two are winning, Hertford and Northwood are behind. So meanwhile at the top of the table, well, we know who's going to be there if this stays, because it's going to be Ware. They lead, and Westfield are 2 down at Marlow. So good afternoon at the moment all round as far as Paul Halsey's team are concerned. Here's Beadle having a run against Maxen Fraser. Beadle drives the ball off for Josh Williams and goes out on the far side for a throw in. Where, of course, no Lee Rose, which is a big miss, and no Ala Ushti as well. But at the moment, they're doing well, but on the edge of the area is Payne, loses his footing and finds Beadle. Beadle, the back heel goes all the way across. Pat Adamson hits it out to the edge of the area, glancing off of Tom Bruno's head. Liam Hope does well coming back just to make a nuisance of himself more than anything else, and in the end, Ware get themselves a free kick. Lewis Rose will take his time. Well, always was thinking that they're going to be tight encounters. Tooting and Mitcham and Well Town both to come here. Where have got to go to Waltham Abbey, of course, which will then complete the games against teams currently in the top 6 in the table. And if one thing Where have got going for them, they haven't really let too much slip against the teams lower down the table. It's been against the top guys that they've had the problem, but they haven't got a problem this afternoon at the moment because they lead Uxbridge here by a goal to 0. Callum Kishka downfield onto the head of Tom Bruno. Liam Hope helps it on. Liam further down looking for Williams Dankwer. It looked like Paul Halsey and Michael Bardler out. Kevin Goods out there as well. All having a shout at the referee. Liam Hope once again. A robust challenge by Mark Goodman, who's treading a bit of a tightrope, is the right back. Not getting a yellow card. Mully controls the ball on that far side, looking for Beadle, but Max Fraser's had a decent game against the number 7 so far. Looks to release Josh Williams on that far side. Williams against Duffy, far side of the box. Williams, slips over. Well, on the far side they were claiming a foul, but to be honest, I don't think you need VAR to see that Josh Williams lost his footing there. Williams having a little bit of an appeal to the referee's assistant, but it's going to be a throw-in, I think, on that far side. As ball threaded down that far side for Maxen Fraser to take the throw-in. Last minute of the half as I make it here. We're leading by a goal to 0. Liam Hope, 29 this season. Puts him in the pole position for the 90 minutes golden boot as well. But he's got Henry Branston of Albury breathing down his neck. I wonder how many he's going to score this afternoon. 2 of them at the top of the leaderboard. As on that far side, Maxen Fraser will prepare to take the throw. Finds Liam Hope. Edge of the area. Liam's control lets him down a little bit, and the Hall manages to clear it. Fraser will take the throw in again on this near side. Finds out about Adu. Here's Josh Williams. just past the post. We know he likes to do that from that far side. Pulled the trigger there. McCarthy was struggling, no doubt about it. But Uxbridge led off as it goes past the post. Well, Ware have had the opportunities. There haven't been many. One's ended under the back of the net, and Josh Williams has had the other two. 2 minutes to be added on. Kevin Coon puts the board up. And Mully on this near side will find Goodman. Back for Rhys York. Finds Alan Headley. Headley's ball forward, looking for Martin, can't control it. Adamson's there for Ware. Decent footwork by the left wing back. Adamson not got much in front of him, and in the end he gives it away. But London's dallying on the ball is Martin, but Uxbridge will find Beadle on that far side. Beadle's got Max Heaven Fraser right in front of him. Fraser's been closing him down very quickly when he's got the ball, and hence James Beadle hasn't really had a run down that left-hand touchline. Mully pulls it to this near side for Rhys York. Goodman's come forward down the right here for Uxbridge. Bitmead picks it up. Is York again inside his own half. Once again, it's that patient build-up by Uxbridge, but it's got to be said so far. It's a patient build-up that's lacked a cutting edge. As Callum Duffy on this near side will find Goodman. Goodman once again back into his own half. We've had 14, 15 passes here and then back in their own half again. As Duffy now comes across the halfway line. Once again goes back into the Uxbridge half. Ware will be quite happy once this continues. Through ball goes through like that, and we're going to throw in. Well, they're not going to put too much pressure. I think Callum Duffy, in two uncertain words, is saying that he wants a bit of movement up there, and he's not been getting it. But a lot of that has been down to the fact that Ware have defended well as well. Rumans and Lewis Rose have been sticking like glue. And Lewis Rose just feeling the ball a little bit, as is Pat Adamson, but looks like he's going to take the throw with it. Can't be long left at the end of the first half here. As Pat Adamson scuffs the ball forward, and indeed there isn't any time left at the end of a very satisfactory first half for Paul Hall's team. It's been tight, it's been tense. Before they took the lead, Josh Williams had the only opportunity of the opening 39 minutes when his lob was pushed behind by Paul McCarthy, but then a super Ware move involving Albert Adu. Josh Williams pushing the ball back across the box, and there was Liam Oates for his 29th of the season to give Ware the lead. That's what separates the two teams here at Watson Park. At half-time, it's Ware 1, Uxbridge 0. Join me again in about 15 minutes' time for full live commentary of the second half here on 90 Minutes Live.